Back to the coverage here, and this is the playoffs of the ASEAN Basketball League Season number 9, Rise to Greatness. Defending champions in action tonight here in Cebu against the challengers, Hong Kong Eastern. The last two champions as well here in the ABL, but in very different positions this year. Alab Pilipinas, well, high and mighty there at the number 2 spot. Hong Kong Eastern finishing the regular season at number 7, but they've got upsets on their mind. Talking about the Hong Kong Eastern players, and let's see if they can make it happen here. Alab Pilipinas, though, looking to open their title defense with a victory here at home.
You gotta love the competitiveness of Hong Kong, even though it's pretty obvious that they have a disadvantage, especially down low. They have battled their way through that first half, and they actually have a chance. This is just an 8-point lead to start the second half. A lot of things can happen here in Cebu.
Again, this is only an 8-point advantage. Within striking distance are Hong Kong Eastern, so let's see if they can inch closer here in the third quarter. Ethan Alvano, though, goes to the corner as we begin action of the second half. Oh, Galen Jongson adjusting in midair to get that basket.
And the same as Brandon Rosser, this is what they love here in Alab about Kalen Chongson. Moving without the basketball, you don't need to call a play for him. He will try to pick his spots and cut to the basket at the right time to get those passes and finish strong.
And Alab has opened up a double-digit advantage, and they forced the turnover on the side of Hong Kong Eastern. This was the move earlier by Kalen Chongson. PJ back to Kalen, who jumped and glide to the hoop that time.
And he just kept moving, a give and go there between Kalen Chongson and PJ Ramos. As we see an offensive foul here on Ronaldo Bogman.
So both teams committing turnovers in the early goings of this third quarter. A slight push on ODB on the screen. 46-36 is the count. Marcus Elliott. Hard screen given up by Holyfield. Elliott could not convert. Loose ball goes to Kalen Jongson. Here's Bogman. Ronaldo, the bounce to Ethan Alvano, and he finishes inside plus the foul.
Another assist by one of the world imports of Alab Pilipinas. This time, Ronaldo Bogman finding a cutting Ethan Alvano. A switch of roles here, the forward to the point guard, and the concentration despite the contact for Ethan Alvano, finishing the play. And one for the point guard of Team Alab Pilipinas.
Youngest player in the lineup here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Ethan Alvano making his mark right away here in the ABL. He completes the 3-point play, and it is now a 13-point advantage for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. Erased right away, 2 points at least for ODB.
That was too easy for ODB. No one stopping the basketball, as he saw Ethan Alvano was again trying to pressure him right away, attacking the basket, and there was no help defense there for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And you can't give Darian Bassett nor Marcus Elliott these easy points, because this can get them going, and when they get going, it will be tough to stop this duo.
Those could be game-changing plays here for Hong Kong Eastern. Let's see if PJ can take it back. Ramos with a hard bump, and PJ Ramos converts.
PJ Ramos, again, the skill of this big guy. One dribble, uses his body to shield off Michael Holyfield, and that soft touch to finish the play.
ODB to Leakey, who has been silent in this game. No more, though, as he banks that one in.
That's a big conversion from Lee Kee. Finally, a local here, scoring again for Hong Kong after a good start by Shu.
Another fantastic cut by Ethan Alvano. That time, Kalen Chongson fighting him underneath.
Again, moving without the basketball. Ethan Alvano showing his version of that. And this guy can move with the basketball. Darian Bassett again using the handle package for that quick trigger pull-up against Ethan Alvano. And you see Ethan Alvano really trying his best to stay in front of Darian Bassett, but just really not an easy job.
Right. ODB, one of the best one-on-one players we have. One of many good one-on-one players we have here in the league, but ODB is definitely on top. But here's Ronaldo Balkman lobbing it up to PJ. And that's 3 seconds in the key for PJ Ramos.
And again, another shot here for Hong Kong to cut further into this deficit.
A little too much time in that painted area. PJ Ramos called for the turnover. Here's Lakey from the corner, 3-point specialist. And Chongson Holyfield getting tangled up on the rebound.
And you see again the defenders that Darian Bassett attracts, leaving Lee Key wide open for that corner triple. Unfortunately, missing that. But Kalen Chongson battling for that rebound, as always.
Right. That's what they missed, and that's what they need right now. If you're Alab Pilipinas, that hustle from Kalen, and that three-pointer just drops in for Bobby Ray Parks.
Step back three-pointer for two-time local MVP Ray Parks, trying to get himself going here in the second half.
So Alab back in front by 13. Marcus Elliott against Kalen Chongson. He will go one-on-one for that pull-up jumper. No good. Rebound tapped out by Holyfield.
And that's really all you can do when you go up against someone like Marcus Elliott, is just really make it tough for him to see the rim. Good defense again by San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, as Ray Parks using his big man as a screen, steps back to the three-point line and hits it.
Here's PJ against Holyfield. PJ gets it back. PJ gets away.
PJ Ramos taking matters into his own hands.
15 points, the biggest lead of the game for Alab Pilipinas. And that's why Marcus Elliott drove right away in that sequence.
And that's the PJ Ramos effect. Even though PJ didn't get off the floor, he didn't even get off the floor, but Marcus Elliott had to improvise.
Right.
And that's the fear that you see on everyone's eyes when they go up against someone like PJ Ramos.
That's a value he gives here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, that intimidation factor.
Oh yeah. And for a guy,
the mere knowledge that he is on the floor,
oh, yeah.
Mikey.
But he's actually a gentle giant, isn't
right,
he? Off the court.
Yeah. He's very nice. Very nice guy. Very playful guy as well.
Now when you're trying to attack the basket, though.
That's another story. Marcus Elliott here trying to will Hong Kong back in this ball game. The lead has ballooned to 14 points. And he goes 2 for 2.
Again, this can get Marcus Elliott going. Just seeing the ball go through the hoop. It's very, very big for someone like Marcus Elliott, who is a known scorer in this league.
Ray though, back outside to PJ, puts it on the floor. Ramos flips it up. Kalen with a putback. A little too strong on that one, but Chongson is fired up here in Cebu.
I mean, I know we've talked about the skills of PJ Ramos, but this is just a little too much here. The Euro, the fast pace.
Was intending to pass, but eventually took the shot. Good thing Kalen was right there to clean up his mess. But Kalen Chongson here at the free throw line, connecting on the first. Kalen spending his first year with Alab Pilipinas this year, after spending a season ago with Chongson Kung Fu, then Chongson Kung Fu. Now the Macau Black Bears, playing alongside Anthony Tucker and Mike McKinney last year. 60-45, and Adam Zhu will check in here for John Shu.
And new faces here for Hong Kong as Lau enters the ball game.
Now Chilai entering the game for the first time after a career game against the Wolf Warriors in their last contest in Hong Kong. Here comes Alab Pilipinas.
And this is already a 15-point lead here, Martin.
Yeah, 60-45. Alab slowly pulling away. PJ, Kalen moving closer. Chongson the kick out. PJ Sets his feet, fires. That's too strong.
Step back three-pointer by the 7-footer.
Well, he's showing us the moves here tonight. PJ Ramos. Unable to make the shot though, but at least we are seeing a bit of the footwork from the big guy. We got a timeout on the floor here that drew air though. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas with a 60-45 lead. San Miguel Alab Pilipinas tying their biggest lead of the night at 15 points, 60-45. And we are in the third quarter of this game, 4:43 remaining. And Alab Pilipinas, well, they've outscored Hong Kong Eastern 16-9 here in the third frame. And those two guys have been big help for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas, PJ Ramos and Ronaldo Balkman. Oh, Balkman falls down here as action continues. Alfano from the corner. Will not work. Holyfield with the rebound.
That was a good play though, called up by Coach Jimmy Alabag to get Ethan Alfano that open three-pointer from the corner, knowing that they only had 4 seconds left on the shot clock.
Here is ODB. Pass it off the screen. He drops it in.
ODB just... This guy just has all the moves, all the counter attacks. You stop one way, I go the other. And the quick trigger to pull up.
Oh, Ronaldo contesting this call, but this is the move earlier by O'Darian Bassett off the screen, given up by Holyfield. And he's got that killer jumper in his arsenal as well.
And he releases the basketball at the tip of his jump. That's why it makes it so much harder to guard.
Let's see, Hong Kong. They're saying it's last touch on Alab Pilipinas.
I think it hit the referee, so the ball will go back to Hong Kong. 13-point lead here for San Miguel Alab Pilipinas. And that ODB jumper put them in this position.
17 points now in the ball game for ODB. Here's Marcus Elliott. They go to Lao Tsilai from straight away. That's good.
That's a big three there for Lau. Put in there to play defense against Ray Parks. But ODB finding him with that extra pass off of that Marcus Elliott drive. And Lau hitting that three-pointer to cut this to 10.
Ronaldo Balkman, no good on the counter. Hong Kong on the move, trying to create an uprising. Marcus Elliott banks that one in, plus the foul.
Big boy move there for Marcus Elliott. As fast as he is, and as quick as he is, the strength, the upper body strength to go at Ray Parks. But you see this attack by Marcus Elliott, kick out to ODB. ODB the extra pass, but look at the strength. Bumping, getting Ray Parks out of the picture and finishing over PJ Ramos.
And Hong Kong Eastern playing better basketball in this stretch, able to trim the lead down to single digits. It's now at 8 points, 60-52. Back to our coverage here. And after leading it by 15 points earlier, 7-0 run off the timeout by Hong Kong Eastern to pull to within 8 points, 60-52.
And this is exactly what we were saying about ODB and Marcus Elliott. They find the groove. They just need to see that ball go through the net. And anything or things can happen in an instant as Marcus Elliott gets this end one opportunity.
ODB, Marcus Elliott combining for 33 points so far, 16 and 17 points respectively. And earlier they were able to open up the shooter, Lao Tsilai for the free-pointer as well. So things are starting to happen for Hong Kong Eastern with these two clicking now.
And that's the thing about Marcus Elliott and ODB is they're being aggressive, trying to create plays for themselves, but with this, they actually create plays for their teammates because they attract so much attention. Like what you said, they set up Lau for that three-pointer.
Let's see how Alab will counter here. Parks, no good. Balkman, no good. And Hong Kong is off and running. Elliott to the corner. Lao Lai, Elliott, they swing it around. ODB with the open look. That's good! Lead is down to 4.
What a run here for Hong Kong. Again, ODB to Marcus Elliott, and they find ODB on the other side of the floor, wide open for that three-pointer.
Hong Kong Eastern back in it. All of a sudden, Balkman, hook smash for PJ.
And the same way that the guards of Hong Kong attract attention, Ronaldo Balkman does the same for Alab, leaving again PJ Ramos wide open for that slam.
And that stops the 11-0 run put up by Hong Kong Eastern. Lao Lai, another one on its way. Wow.
What an adjustment here. What a find by Coach Edu Torres.
And ODB getting the steal and the score to trim the lead down to 1.
What a run here for Hong Kong. And obviously that PJ Ramos was not enough to put water on this fire that Hong Kong has caused in the past few minutes.
This is a 16-2 run for Hong Kong Eastern, and they get the stop. The takeaway for Hong Kong. Elliott will slow it down. Here is Holyfield back outside to Marcus. Back rims that one, but Hong Kong gets it back. Elliott Parks is down on the floor. Oh, Parks is hurt, but it looks like he is limping here as ODB misses the shot.
I think he's holding on to his ankle. Everything looks good for two-time local MVP Bobby Ray Parks, but Coach Jimmy decides to bring him back to the bench to get him checked. But look at this run, only a 1 point. And if Marcus Elliott would have hit that shot from the outside, would have given them the lead.
Parks getting sandwiched there on the dive for the ball, on the scramble, holding on to that right ankle. Mikey is going to be checked on the bench. So hope everything is okay for Bobby Ray Parks. Alvano, Balkman, easy hoop.
Nice find there for Ethan Alvano, and I was just about to say, no Ray Parks, no PJ Ramos in this juncture of the third quarter, but Ethan Alvano making things happen.
ODB accelerating and scoring with the left hand. Oh, Bassett crashes down, and he is slow to get back on the other end of the court. Rosser could not take advantage.
But what a move there for ODB. Again, leaving one of the best defensive point guards of the league in the dust.
Elliott gets in the paint. Sending it out to Lao Lai. 30 seconds left, 8 seconds to shoot for Hong Kong. Bassett slips. Elliott, swatted away by Rosser. Here comes Alab on the move. Havilona with a hezzy. And a feed to Kalen Chongson for the finish.
And that's the IQ of Pau Havilona. Fakes the pass, goes all the way, fakes the shot, and leaves it for Brandon Rosser.
Chongson.
Kalen Chongson.
That was Chongson scoring earlier. Bassett missing. And at the end of 3 quarters of play, well, things got more interesting, Mikey, with that run by Hong Kong.
But a quick counter on there led by the guards of Team Alab Pilipinas as we see this wide open three-pointer from Adarian Bassett. And the World Imports doing their part to keep their lead.
Adarian Bassett in that third quarter was big for Hong Kong. 22 points in total for him to lead that comeback charge. But Alab Pilipinas still holding on to the 3-point lead going into the fourth quarter.